All right, hello everyone. So today is the 27th of April. So let's take a look as usual. So this is gold, right? So we had the Astro hours for gold yesterday. I marked these levels in yesterday. So yesterday I said because we closed high on a pullback, it's logical to buy in order to go up. As you can see, we did a good buy kiss over there on the red line yesterday, there. And I said if the market comes back into the weekly or the indecision bar, you could go long. Even if you went long on the weekly here, you would have been okay. All right, so that was like good. Also here, as you can see, that's the Astro hours there. And then the market's going up. Why? Because we had a breakout, so the pullback to buy to go higher was the way to go. And yesterday I marked these levels as targets. I said if it pulls back, you could go long. It's also good, as you can see, it's right on the Asia demand zone. Market comes in, buys from here to go up. Now this is technical, we didn't have astrology there, so not much to talk about. But this zone, as you can see, is where price and Astro hours are meeting. And you see in the Asia session, which I said be careful for the Asia session, because this is where a swing is going to happen. As you can see, it was all on the opening, the weekly pivot there, and these are the Astro hours there, and then breaking out with this one. Now coming into here at an Astro hour. Okay, and that's right there, as you can see. Now it looks like we've got room to go. That 59 level is today 2017. So what I have to do is make an adjustment, push that into 2017. That's on the daily, right? And this one here, 64, it's going to be 2043. So let's push that into there. Now remember the swing days for gold. All right. So, yeah. So those are the two targets we got there. On the weekly, as you know, that 73 is 2071. It is way up there. But I still did put it up there just in case. I'll still keep this and this. Why? Simply because, as you can see, these levels I put in before, but they're still on the cards, right? That was 2002, and 2008 was when we had that level somewhere from yesterday. Okay, so those levels, as you can see, are still holding off. All right, so this zone is going to be the first swing zone. And tomorrow again the Asia session is going to be interesting, as you can see. Now tomorrow is going to start around here. Okay, so what I can actually do is just bring that all the way in there. And also do the same for this. And now we can also get rid of that. Okay, so that worked out fine. So as you can see, those are the levels we spoke about. Now, if we keep going up, okay, then we should hit a level where the market should swing off. All right, so today being Thursday, okay, we'll have to see if we make a high or a low. I'm thinking we're going to go up. It's logical simply because this is going up. So if you want to buy on a pullback, you can, just like yesterday. Okay, yesterday I also said if you wait for a pullback into the weekly or this indecision level, then you can go long, and that went well on the Astro hours. The same kind of thing here now. If it pulls back into your Astro hours, into the opening, into the opening, okay, and the weekly there again, then you can. Okay, depending on what's going to happen here right now. So we have to wait for these Astro hours to kind of happen and then kind of move forward with it. Okay, so pull back, good to go up, and manage the trades and start taking some profit as the market goes up. Euro dollar. Let's take a look at this one. Now this is like that. Now remember, Tuesday and Wednesday was a swing day for the euro dollar, right? I said Tuesday and Wednesday is a swing day. Tuesday, boom. Wednesday, boom. Okay, so that is just awesome, as you can see. All right. So as the market really made that swing high, I said look out for this 1053 again. As you can see, as the market just rushed up in there, but it went even higher than that. So what to do? It went into that zone which we marked in technically before, because that purple zone, as you know, is a sell zone. Now this 65 is 1098, 1094. That was a tricky day yesterday. 1098, 94, which is there. So that's today as well. It should go back up to retest that, and then you can sell it off again. I can now get rid of, well, I'll keep that there for the moment, okay, because let's see the weekly as well. And the weekly is pretty much on this line here, as you can see. This is a sell zone, like I said. So it's from somewhere around here. We're looking to sell from the highs, okay? And that's basically it. So if that Wednesday high also holds, you can see that's like beginning of Wednesday, starting that swing again. So both days, the Tuesday and the Wednesday, just worked out fine. And that would really shock me if that would be the high of the week, and then we went back down again today and Friday. That would be just like weird. Okay, US 30. Now I said with this we're expecting to come down, so don't stand in front of it. I said what happened with this one, you can see, well, the market didn't come up here to fill in the gaps, but they did sell off the white line. Okay, so that was an Astro hour. You can see they sold off there. From this level they picked it up again, the white line, taking out the stop losses, nearly closing the gap. So I said there was a gap here that they'd like to close. As you can see, they just closed it up to here. Okay, and that is this level there. Okay, so this is where they sold off. Now this was not an Astro hour, as you can see, but this was. So the market pulls back into the Astro hour and they sold again. And as you can see, it went to the target at the Astro hour pretty much, and then picked up from there. Okay, so these levels, let me just get rid of these so we don't get confused, and we'll do a new one. And I'll also refresh this so we get a proper pivot line for today. Oh, I think that's that there already. Okay, not to worry. So here, let's take a look at the daily. Now, as you can see, that made all the targets on the price. It made all the targets here. So now selling here is not so smart because we've just done all the targets, and I said we'd end up down here at least. So we are down here. So I'm going to get rid of this now. Okay, that's to talk about. Now, there's still gap to fill here, and I've marked in this level. So we should still fall down, but when is the question? So what we've got to do is, let's narrow this down a little bit. Let's see. That's on the weekly. So next week, if we pull up in any way, what we want to do is to make sure sell it off again. Next week we'll probably come up a little bit more, okay, and then sell off. Okay, so we'll have to wait for that one. Will we continue to go down? Yeah. Can you sell today as well? You can. Let's see where you can do that. There. So let's get rid of these. And that's it. We can get rid of this as well. there. So if the market pulls up a little bit more, there's a bit of a gap here, but mind you, they seem to have filled in that gap there with this, and that's your first level. Okay, if it comes back down first, okay, if it comes back down first, remember today's the 27th and Friday's a swing day, so we could come down until Friday and then look for a swing up from the lows, if that's the case, if that's how it's going to pan out. Okay, at the end of the day, let's see, at the end of the day, we're pretty much down at the targets we said we would come down to, so nothing really to worry about. Okay, so this gap needs to be filled in, and that's for sure, but only once we go up can we do that. Now these levels here, 46, what is that, 33,438, 438,419, 438,419, 33,438. 419. So this zone is also a sell zone. This is also a sell zone. If it comes back up, you could push further down, and that's basically it. Okay. So like I said, we are looking to push it down, but it's good to wait for a retracement before you sell, simply because it's done all the targets. So you don't want to be like, selling right at the lows, do you? Let's take a look at the SP 500, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. These guys will be same kind of thing as the Dow. Remember, for the SP 500 and the Nasdaq, I said the swing day was on Monday for both of them, and SP 500's got one coming up tomorrow, and Nasdaq also had a swing day on Wednesday, which is yesterday. All right, so this is the SP 500 one. Okay, so this is how it was looking yesterday. This is how it was looking yesterday. Same here, as you can see. Let's do this. Okay, so these are in the morning, right? So we had what, 9:45. We had 1:15 there, and we had that 7:40 there on this bar here. Okay, and here, as you can see, white line, boom, falling down into, what did we say? This is 10:55 we should have, and that's your 10:30. 10:55 happens on the 10:45 bar. Here's a 15-minute chart, and I said in Asia we'd be like looking out for stuff till 2:45 and 5 o'clock. This is your 5 o'clock there. 2:45 is there. Okay, so they bought into 2:45 there, as you can see. Now today, let's get rid of this. So it didn't come up to sell so much, but it still did. What can I say? In the Asia session, it did that, and then it just fell from there. Okay. Now we still got a target here, but let's just refresh them. As you can see, they've done all the targets here as well. Okay. So if you want to sell, you got to wait for a pull up to sell, and we had that level 52 there as well. As you can see, 4,050. That's your 4,050. If you're using your ATAM strategy, you should have those levels anyway. Okay, 4,050. Now, if you take a look, we're pretty much down here, and the price targets are also pretty much done. So to sell, you want to push up in order to sell. So you don't want to sell cheap. We've still got room to come down. As you know, from last week we were talking about selling. This week we were talking about selling, and Monday was a swing day for this. Okay, so this is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday was the high. Tuesday was also a swing day for the Dow Jones. As you can see, just like kept crushing down. So what can you do? Again, selling here or slightly higher is an option. You just mark your Astro hours and do it on the Astro hours. Also look out for the Asia session, like I said, so that you can see. This is the manipulation here. Let me just bring that down here. Okay, so that's your manipulation there. And that's it basically, right? So we should have some manipulation issues here. If the market comes back up, you can sell here. All right, so it's not a bad spot to be selling in this zone. Okay, so if Astro hours are here, good to sell in my opinion, to shoot down. Do I have a PST level there? 45 plus the HCL1, 4083, 4081. 80, there you go, 83. Okay, so that's the zone there, 4083. Okay, let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is here. Same here, guys. Yesterday I talked about selling in this zone. As you can see, the market sold here as well. I didn't have an Astro hour here, which is funnily enough. That's 7 o'clock. Oh, I did have, sorry, my apologies. 7:40 I had is right there. Okay, so if you saw, if the market came up here, okay, if you checked it out, you should have been fine because that was an Astro hour. Once again, that's the 9:45 one, plus we've got the 1:15 should be around here. That's 1:30, 1:15 is there. Okay, so this hour was like a sell in there. That was also a sell, and I said you should be selling if it goes up into this zone at an Astro hour. So if you took this, you should have been okay. Now, as you can see here as well, the market is like pretty much on, bounced off the line there. Let's see if we made a target. We made that target and we pulled up a little bit more. What we want to do is, though, keep selling. 54 is 12631, so let's mark that here as 12631. 12631 is going to be down here. Okay, so we still want to sell this off. Where do we want to sell this off at? Let me just push this across here. Okay, let's see what, if we have any places where we can get up to. Let's check it out. That's going to be a bit too high. 13,180. Let's see, 13,180 is going to be too far out there. Let's check the daily. Is there 51, 12,948. So that's a sell zone there. 12,948. 12,948 is going to be there. Okay, so this is the zone there, and that's a place where we can also sell off. Okay, that's on the PST. On the daily, have I got that? 12,935. Well, I'd rather do it on the PST, but we'll mark it in 12,935. Is going to be there. Okay, this should take the stops of the even highs here, okay, and also a little bit of a gap here. So then let's move this here, and that's there. All right, so this zone should also be a sell zone for us. I'm going to extend this. In fact, I'm not going to extend this. I'm just going to keep this like that. Okay, why? Because I'd like to see the market go above that and take out the stops, and then if it's an Astro hour, we'd like to sell again. The market should come back down at least into this zone, this 12,809 zone here, into this zone. Okay, so that's that. This zone is also, instead of drawing 2, I'll just take this into account there. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's basically it. At Astro hours, I think we can still sell it off there as well. Okay, and that's what it looks like, because the weekly is a bit too far out. The daily looks okay, so we're going up to short it again. Now, just be mindful, overall the wave is up, okay, but you still got a double top here and a breakout of the neckline. So what does that tell you? It tells you that, well, we could come up a little bit more, okay, and do a good buy kiss. Okay, and that is 13,100. So let's also put this onto the radar here. Okay. All right. So we'll see. So three regions we've got. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the swing day, the other swing day for Nasdaq, as you know, was Wednesday, right? And Wednesday is there. Okay. So since today's Thursday, so after it did that big fall from Monday, Monday was a swing day. You can see Tuesday and Wednesday are pretty much on the border here. Okay. So be mindful. This could head us up as well into a Friday. Should you be buying? Not a bad idea if you think about it as well. Okay. Because we might go up there. I'm just thinking. I wouldn't do any buying unless we broke above this 51 and then pulled back. So 12,950 is this zone here. If it breaks above this, okay, 12,950. If we break above this, then the pullback into an Astro hour is okay to go up, and that's the only time. Just remember, like we did it before with the euro dollar this week. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, as you can see, I talked about selling it off, okay, and this is what, a 15-minute chart. Let me just tidy this up a little bit. Here we are. Okay, so this is today, and yesterday, as you can see, that was 740 bar happening here. The market, as you can see, fell off. Now we had that level, remember, that 27,094. So just shy of that level, the market bounced off. And let's see, was that an Astro hour then? So that's 1050. As you can see, I had 1055, and that's the 1050 bar. So that's pretty much spot on, isn't it? Okay. And then the market, as you can see, picked up. So what to do with Bitcoin as well? It's pretty choppy, as you can see. Okay. But these levels, the high levels, are okay to sell. And we've talked about the market coming into this zone. I said yesterday the market should go up a little bit, as you can see, into this zone here. That 28,644. Closed the gap, went back into the red, and now back in this zone. So what to do with this? Well, with Bitcoin, we've still got room to come down. So selling, I think, is still okay, in my opinion. Where you want to sell is maybe you want to sell back again if the market comes up into this zone. Okay. So why? Because this is where a bit of a gap is. So the market should pull back. It's done a bit of that anyway, but in any case, this zone is still a sell zone. Okay, and that's just how it is. So if we head up there, and if you want to sell it off again, I guess you can, no problem. Because the swing day, the second swing day for Dow Jones and SP 500 is Friday, maybe you want to be a bit more careful with this one as well, and look for a Friday swing like with the indices as well.